Good morning. This morning we're going to go for a walk down Duxbury Hall Woods. If you look at that, and I don't know, but I think that is the coat of arms for Standish family. Now, from what I know about this area, there used to be a big hall here called Duxbury Hall, and it was the home of Miles Standish. Now, Miles Standish went from Liverpool on the Mayflower, and he's one of the Pilgrim Fathers. So this is where it all started. I think he was only a little bloke, and he got employed as he was the soldier guy on the ship.
Marine.
A marine. So we're going to go down his garden now. Come on, Norm. Golf ball. This has a footpath here, Bob. Oh wow, look at this. Come here, Bob. Bat boxes. And we were talking to a guy about bats, and he says, if you've got lots of mosquitoes and flies in your garden in the summer, put a bat box in, and you'll get loads of bats living in there, and they'll come in your garden and they'll eat all your mozzies. So if you want to get rid of mozzies, get a bat box. Norman! Where's your ball? Where's your golf ball? What are you doing with your ball? Our last few walks where we've been in Early Woods, this is the River Yarrow, and this is it carrying on now. It's getting bigger, and this goes all the way through Duxbury Wood, and I'm sure we'll find some really good wild plants down here. Norman, don't do it! Norman! Come on, four-wheel drive! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Oh! Oh, it's hard, that hill. Hey, look at that down there, Bob. That's all wild garlic. So we'll do a video when we get near that. Norman, don't do it again. Is he mental or what? Norman! Norman! You go all the way down there for a drink. Come on! Wants a drink. Norman, come on! Come on! He's coming! Coming! Again! Find a steeper bit this time! Come on! Come on! Come on! Oh! You'll have to learn, Norman. You'll not be at walk tomorrow. Are the artist polypores? Yeah, they are. These are all artist polypores on a dead beach, and it's got woodworm. The polypores will have killed it. These are the flowers off the fungus that's inside, and it's been machine gunned with woodpeckers to get the probably to get the woodworm and all the other creatures out. But this is that polypore that you'll have to get your camera under there, Bob, if you can. It's pure white underneath. And when you touch it with a piece of stick or a stylus in any way, you can push it and it goes black, and you can use it as a form of painting. So you can actually do an artist drawing on it, and then when it dries, it's there forever. And that's why it's called the artist polypore. Here we go, we'll make up for last week, Bob. Last week I was talking about these and the camera didn't pick them up. This is Himalayan balsam. These are the ones that are starting to take over the UK's countryside, and you need to pull them up. And pulling them up at that size is perfect. So that's what they look when they've just got the cotyledons on. And then as they get bigger, they start getting the first true leaves. They are a form of busy lizzie. Apparently you can eat them. The seeds taste quite peppery. You can use them in curries. But this is the time now. If you've got this in your garden, get a hoe it off, and it'll come back again. Hoe it off and create what you call a stale seed bed. And then don't dig it. And after 12 months, you should get rid of it. Thing is about daffodils, everywhere you go, people plant them, forget about them, dig some soil up and throw it somewhere. And they come up in the most random places, but there's daffodils everywhere coming up in such strange places now. But there's one in the middle of a wood in Duxbury. Come on now. Tell you something, Bob, we need to come back here when these bluebells are out. But the first thing's going to be all that wild garlic down there. That'll be in flower soon. And you can eat the flowers off them. The trees fell down, Bob. That was a tight squeeze. Oh, you can smell the garlic. Norman, stop running in that garlic. Have to come in there, you could get light shining through it. Right, this is one of my faves. Always grows on elderberries, and that's probably one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. It's called wood ear, or jelly ear, because it's jelly and it looks like an ear. If you go underneath here, Bob, if you can, it looks like an ear. Can you see? Now, you can't, as long as it's pointing down like this, you can't get it mistaken with anything else, because the only thing that's jelly shaped and looks like an ear and hangs out of trees and points downwards is jelly ear. It's very popular in Oriental cooking, and it's the same one that you find in a lot of Chinese restaurant meals. This is the one, the mushroom that looks like a slug when you're eating it. Now, if you see this one here, Bob, this one here, you have to go from the other side so the light's on it. This side, Bob, here. Sorry. This one here, you have to come round.
One ear?
No, come here. Have you got, come on, cloth ears. Look, they're this one here. See, that one's all crispy. Well, what you do, you pick them and you dry them, or you slice them up and then dry them all crispy like that. And then you put them in your soup, and when they rehydrate, they take all the flavours from the soup. So they're a brilliant edible fungi that's very common, but mainly grows on elderberry. I've seen it growing on buddleia as well. That's cool. This is why we need to get rid of Himalayan balsam. Behind Bob there's a massive patch of wild garlic. At the top here, there's a massive batch of bluebells. And in the middle here, there's a very sparse patch. We don't have anything growing but an odd few bluebells. But millions of Himalayan balsam seedlings. And there's patches of it all through the woods, where when that grows, it drowns everything else out and stops the natural fauna from growing. Now everyone says, yeah, it's good for bees. Yeah, it's good for bees in July, but what about spring and autumn? So we need a biodiversity. We need everything to survive, not just a monoculture of Himalayan balsam. So please, 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 go and kill as many as you can. Come on, Norman. found? Have you found a ball, Norman? Well look, but Norman, look, I've got a very interesting stick here that's much nicer than your ball. Hey, that's a good ball. What's it called?
A chuck it.
A chuck it. Here, Norman. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Good find, Norman. You can't bite that either, you can't destroy it. So look at all that balsam there. Give us that ball, Norman.
This pipe or something.
We've never been here before. This is a stream. Oh, I'm sticking to a footpath. Is that okay?
Didn't know.
Well, it's an old pipeline. Obviously was a pipe which snapped off. It's an old one.
Yeah, they've replaced it with that one there.
I'm sure it's cast iron. Look.
Possibly. There's a bridge further up.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ah! Look at this, Bob. Look at that, how perfect's that? It's like a little bonsai.
Yeah,
It's a horse chestnut, that.
it is.
You can tell horse chestnut because it's that's the leaves coming out. And if you look at the bark behind you, the bark has got like, looks like a sandy beach.
I don't think it's showing that. Oh yeah, it is.
It's got like ripples on it. Look at this here. Some woodpecker's been giving this one death as well. Looks like there's bird poo in there, as if there's a nest in or something. Anyway, but it's still alive, the tree. You can see it's trying to heal itself, but the heartwood is rotting and the woodpeckers are after the grubs.
No, it is clarty.
He's got falling out. I did something on this a couple of weeks ago. This is a lime tree, and I said they're no good for planting at the side of the road because they do this bushing at the bottom. Whether or not it's a natural defence to stop deer or anything eating the bark, I've no idea. But below that, you've got these. Now the proper name for them are plank buttresses, and they're like wings that come out of the bottom of trees. Now when you go to places like South America where they've got teak and mahogany trees, they have massive plank buttresses because the soil is so soggy. They put these buttresses out to keep the main stem straight. But it was just interesting seeing it. See those pointy little shoots there? You see that?
Yeah, oh, just no, lost it.
Those are beech leaves. This is a beech tree. And they come out all curled up like a little needle. And then they open and they're proper lime green. They're beautiful. Apparently you can eat them as well. But don't trust me on any of this that I say, because I'm not a forager. I'm just a plant man who likes interested in all kinds of plants. But if you want to know what a beech tree looks like in spring, that's you're looking for those sort of buds. And the baby beech, keep hold of their leaves to protect the plant when they're babies. Another big one we're over here, Bob. Look at that. Took half a banking with it.
Get on it for scale. Good aim there for scale there.
Norman, come on for scale. Come on. That is a big root.
That is immense.
Massive tree on the other side as well. Oh, that's a better one, Bob. You know, I was telling you about little beech trees keep the leaves. See all the young ones? This is that chestnut bark again. Can you see how it sheds its bark in sheets and gives you that sort of...
Oh, you can see that pattern there. don't
Yeah.
you?
It's up here as well, all the way up the tree. And that's what the woodpecker's after, any grubs. Look what we found here again. A stone wall, a weir, probably was a dam, and then where they funnel the water off and it's going down this current, this here. Why it's there I don't know, but see the remnants of it. We want to stick, Norman. Oh, now Sandy Beach. I bet that's a sinker.
Straight to the bottom.
He's a floater, Norman. This is a floater, yes, Norman. Another sinker.
What a stinker.
Do you remember me talking about bird boxes with metal plate? That's why you need a metal plate. Either a woodpecker or a squirrel or something's bitten the hole a lot bigger. So now it's no good for blue tits and anything can get in and attack the babies. So that's why you're better with a metal plate on the front of your bird box. I think I'm full of the fly.
Oh my, I think you'll die.
Look at that, Bob.
That is immense.
That's a big straight tree for Lancashire, isn't it? But we are right at the bottom of a valley, a protected valley. And this is a pine tree. You can always tell pine needles because they grow in pairs like that, in twos. So you've got where it's stuck to the tree and then a branch, and there's two needles come off it. Now apparently pine needles make brilliant tea, and it's full of vitamin C. It's really good for you. So that's how you can tell what a pine, and the smell. I mean, you can always smell the, and you've got pine, what's in it? Oh, there's a live branch. That's better. And you can see they come off the tree in pairs, and that's a pine. There's lots of different kinds of pine. There's, I can't think of them all now, but there's a lot of different pines, but that's definitely a pine.
Oh, and there's one or two here.
Hey?
There's one or two in this wood.
I know, it's lovely. That's what I was going to say about this. You can imagine that. Imagine saying, I need a flagpole, or I need a ship's mast. That one over there behind you, Bob, that's even straighter. That would make a perfect ship's mast. I think they made them out of oak though nowadays. In olden days, didn't they? The Scotch pine, larch-pole pine, I remember two.
That grade.
Take a picture of
Is it
it.
Great Dane?
Yeah. Yeah, what they call the mantle, aren't you?
He's a
Great
beauty.
Dane what?
He's a mantle. They have all different like colours, and he's what they call a mantle.
A mantle Great
Yeah.
Dane. You're beautiful.
He is.
We did.
What are you doing?
Looks like a piece of wood. I don't know if that's right. Oh, it is, you can smell it.
What?
Right, this bit here, in the centre, you can smell the pine in it. It's the bit that they call it ironwood, and it's the knot out of the inside of a rotten pine tree. Right in the centre here, it's a different colour. Norman, calm down. I'm trying to do a video here. Look, Norman the Destroyer. Go and find us some artwood then, ironwood. God, you're a terrier. Anyway, this stuff here is absolutely covered. It's full of resin. So if you ever want to make a fire, you can take some of this with you. You can scrape a bit off with your knife. It catches a spark really well, and it burns because it's full of resin. So if you ever want, that's the best wood you need for starting a fire. Or fighting a Norman the Destroyer. Right, I got it wrong before. This wood is called fat wood, and where the tree branch came out of the old pine tree, where that knot is there, this is fat wood. Now if you get a knife, it's a different colour and it's very hard. Can you see? Although the rest of the wood is all burned, all rotted, sorry, this is still solid. It's because it's full of resin. So if you get a knife and shave some shavings off that and light it, it makes brilliant fire lighters, and it's called fat wood. And Norman can chew He can chew the rotten wood, but he can't chew the fat wood, because it's full of resin. Look at that. Look at that, it's a perfect piece. Fat wood, a lot darker, full of resin. Good for floating as well. What?
What sort of noise is that?
Come on, man. Oh, there's that plant again. Look at that flower, Bob. I'll put the name of it on the bottom. I can never remember it, but I will put the name on the bottom of this video. It grows really big fat leaves afterwards. Oh, there's a leaf there. You see? Try to detect it without the leaves. Identify it. Hello, little dog. That's the leaf off that flower. I think it's called a crow's foot, but I will put the name on the bottom. And this is a form of rush. And then you've got wild garlic, stinging nettle. There's so much on here. This is a, see the needles are different. This is like a Christmas tree. So this is a spruce tree, yeah? And growing on it is this stuff, which is a form of liching. And that's what reindeers love. It's reindeer food, that, because it grows all over, everywhere. And apparently, they can see in ultraviolet light, reindeers, and they can see this even when it's buried under snow, to dig with the hooves and find it. Now that's an interesting fact. A fine comb. Are you ready? Look at this sandy beach here. Would you like to go for a swim, Norman? Well, he likes them. Nice sandy beach. Hey up. I think he's got wood. I think he's got bits of pine stuck down his throat. He's not stopping him. Okay, this is my first wild garlic flower of the year. There's Sticky Willy, which is an edible. This is wood anemone with the little white flowers. There's your little white flower, Bob. Oh, that's your wood anemone. And this is your flowers coming on your wild garlic. Now with wild garlic, don't pull the plant up. If you just take a few leaves off. Now you can even eat the flowers on this. Now if you take that home, wash it, chop it up fine, put a bit of olive oil, pine nuts, that kind of thing. Really good for pesto. And if you crush it up, oh, and it smells of garlic. It is a garlic, and anything in the UK that smells of garlic is not poisonous. So if you find anything, oh, and it knocks your socks off, you smell it, Bob. I'm gonna be I'm going to be really brave. That'd be lovely chopped up with butter on a piece of crusty bread. Instant garlic bread. And I think that's another edible there. I think it is, but don't eat that one because it's in the carrot family again. But they look like cow parsley young shoots, but it's got phototoxins in that, so don't touch anything to do with the carrot family. Oh, that's nice. So there's a flower coming. Nearly out. But these are going to stop everything growing. Himalayan balsam. Kill 'em, Norman. Move it across here. Look at this, a piece of pine growing floating in the river. That's my, get off. And it's nearly all in through the middle. It's made of pine.
It is all through the middle.
Is it not?
It is.
I'm sure it's called crow's foot, but I'll put the name on the bottom. But there's your flower, there's your leaf. And here, we've got that spurge from last week. You've got your horrible Himalayan balsam, wild garlic. Right, here we go. That's a wild raspberry. Now raspberries will flower on this year's shoot. The shoot that it grew last year, sorry, it will flower on and get raspberries on. If you've got raspberries in your garden and they've got like that one, where they flowered last year, see the dead raspberries on the end, that cane can be taken right out to the base. That's done its work now, and what you're trying to encourage is another new shoot this year for raspberries next year. But this is a wild one, so it does its own thing. But they're everywhere through this wood. There you can see it better. That's fruiting wood from last year. So that's the one you cut out. The new wood for this year is going to flower this year. And what you're trying to encourage is another new shoot this year for fruit next year. Not that complicated. That's the young shoots of cow parsley, but please don't eat them on mine because it's part of the carrot family. It's not one I recommend. And that is that geum again with the roots that's got anaesthetic in it. It's got oil of cloves in it. When I was talking about elderberries, there's your elderberry leaves coming out. Now with elderberry, that's strong. They've got a distinctive smell. I don't know what you would say it smells of, but you can always smell an elderberry. But it's pleasant. But that's what the wood ears grow on. Can you see the name of the dog? I'll in a minute, but there you go, look at that. A statue from 1870 by Susan M. Standish, erected for a dog.
No.
Is it not?
Is it Susan?
M. Standish.
No, that's Mrs.
Mrs. is it?
No, Mrs. Standish.
Mrs. Standish, right. I can't see the name of the dog though, can you?
1842.
And 1870.
Don't know.
Can't find the name of dog, but it's a great thing to find it woods, isn't it? Right, I'm just saying to Bob, this wild garlic, it's not as strong as real garlic, and it's quite pleasant to eat. So, like I said, if Norman, show respect. For, I don't know if he can smell anything. It's full of garlic now. You can smell his garlic. But look at all this. Have you noticed as well? Slugs don't eat it. So if you make a boil of garlic, make a horrible smelly mess out of garlic and then put it in a sprayer, you can spray your hostas and all over your garden. It stops things eating your plants. It washes off when it rains, you have to keep doing it, but it does work. So that's what garlic is invented for, or evolved for, to stop things eating it. So we like it, but obviously slugs don't. I found a little bit more garlic, Bob. Yeah, probably deers mustn't eat it. Otherwise you'd think deer would eat it. So they obviously don't like garlic either. I'm saying just take a leaf so you don't get rid of it, but look at that, it's a wall of garlic. But in the wet bit at the bottom, look, the dreaded balsam, big ball patch where the balsams grow. Come on, Bob. Oh, I found a plaque here. The Duxbury Township Trail. And this is why I keep banging on about balsam. That's balsam. Big ball patch with nothing but balsam in it. We need to get rid of it. Oh, look what I found here, Bob. It's a black currant. Some bird must have eaten a black currant and pooed it there. There's the next stage of the balsam. Here, Norman. Good boy.
All this is balsam, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking at what this is here. Are you videoing?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but there is. What's that? Watercress. I wonder if it's something to do with that. I don't know what it is. I'm going to look it up. But that's whatever it is. There's a nice collection of it. Well, this would be useful, Bob. Yeah, that's unusual. This looks like Taxus baccata fastigiata, which means it's a vertical growing yew. But that doesn't grow wild and doesn't normally self-seed, I didn't think. But that's a vertical growing yew, isn't it? Now don't get this mixed up with your pine needles. Have a look at the foliage on this. That's deadly poisonous. It's good for making bow and arrows out of. Piece of wood like that, where you could get the heartwood and the sapwood. One's dark brown, one's white. One is good under compression and one's good under the opposite to compression, tension. And I don't know which way around it is, but that's what they used to make the longbows out of.
And you're in a barren field of balsam.
There's something fighting back against the balsam. This is red campion. Now that'll come up and flower before the balsam probably drowns it out. That there, that metal thing.
Be my guest.
I thought it was a train wheel.
It's some sort of wheel. It's a pulley wheel.
What's it made out of? Is it metal? That
Is it a plant pot?
Make a good plant pot. No, it's definitely a pulley wheel of something. I don't know what it's made out of though. It's interesting. Norman! Come on! One word from us, he does what he wants. Oh, he's got his squirrel bounce on there. Did you see that? When he bounces with his front legs. Must have seen a squirrel. Big fat bud like that. That's sycamore. That's elderberry again, the one that smelled. Well, I've got an interesting fact for you. The two trees that are, I think it's oak and ash, are the two trees which are last to break dormancy and the first to go into dormancy, and that's why they can live further north than most of the trees. They're tougher. Now, chestnuts are breaking dormancy very early, and they didn't come from this country. I think they were brought here by the Romans, so they're not originally not an original British tree. But that's why they suffer a little bit more from weather. Where an ash, sometimes all the leaves are full out on all the trees, and you look at the ash and they look dead, but they're not. They're just not broken dormancy yet. It's to do with the temperature and the length of day that makes them break dormancy, and they're really shy at coming out in spring. That makes them tough. Did you get there?
Did I get you?
Did you get there?
Nice. You took your gloves off there.
It's soaking through. Stood on a slippy branch or a slippy stone.
Well, you have to watch where you put your feet.
I never look where I'm putting my feet. I'm wet and got a wet bum now. That could be Lord and Ladies. That is Lord and Ladies. You see this? This is growing in the middle of the wild garlic. I'd put money on that this is Lord and Ladies. It's poisonous, and you can tell. Oh, there you go. Look at this, Bob. You see, it's got an arrow-shaped. It's got an arrow-shaped leaf. Now that's deadly poisonous, and it grows with wild garlic. There's the two growing together. That's why I was saying, always smell the leaf. You know that that's totally safe. That's poisonous. Now it's called Lord and Ladies because when it flowers, it has two parts to its flower. It's an arum lily, and one looks like a lord's parts, one looks like a lady parts, and that's why it was called Lord and Ladies. The botanists in Victorian times were obsessed with various parts of humans and calling plants after it. It's an arum lily anyway.
More Ming.
More Ming pottery, Bob. I think that could have, Miles Standish could have drunk out of that, eaten out of that. Here's one. You'll find that growing all over your garden. It's one of the most common weeds, and what's special about this, it can flower about that high. It's called Cardamine hirsutus, or hairy bitter cress. And it is a cress, and you can eat it. And this is that geum again. I'm coming getting clean, Norman. Norman's met his match. Woo! Like the jump there. Norman! Well, he's pretending he's ignoring him now. Play up, he's off. Go on, Norman. Go on. Oh, he's tired.
Yeah, big
He's
soft.
tired. Not like him to be tired. It's because he's beaten. He don't like playing. Snarling birds. Has he gone quiet? Motorbike. You can tell the sun's come out, birds are singing, motorbikes are out, dogs are barking. Spring is here. It's no wonder pagans thought that Ollie was magic and you and ivy. And look how lovely and resplendent that is in spring, and nothing else has got leaves on. It does look magic. There's the other one talking back to it. Sounds a bit like a blackbird. Hello, I was talking before about that Taxus fastigiata aurea, which is the vertical yew. This is Taxus baccata, the common English yew. I just noticed there's some little flowers. Now you might get some spores coming out of there, but I've just noticed here there's a seedling down there, and that's growing like a fastigiated yew. So maybe there's some cross-pollination going on here. But this is again going back to what I've just said about the holly, about it being shiny and lovely and green, and everything else looked dead. It's no wonder they thought they were magic, but they are poisonous. Right, well if you've watched it this far, thank you very much. Please share, like, subscribe, pass on the name, because we want as many followers as we can. And I hope you've enjoyed yourself in Duxbury Wood. Interesting fact.